Hello, good evening, you guys. I know it's late. I don't think they send my notifications out like they should. Hey, actual treasure. I don't think my notifications go out the way that they should. Um, how is everybody doing tonight? Y'all, I decided to come on. I did do a members live. I did a members, but then I was like, I have not touched bases with everybody else. Hey Nisi, Gigi, how is everybody doing? I decided to get on so we can do a little catching up. Y'all had been out of town. I went to a um an investigators conference and it was in Nashville, and it was so awesome. It was like it's just really awesome. Like looking at learning about like the updated technologies and just seeing new faces and meeting new people. Um, you know, attorneys in other counties and um, other states was just really awesome. And it's really nice in Nashville. I like how innovative they are. What I see is Nashville, I think, mimicked Memphis a little, but then went in the beginning as far as like Beale Street, but then totally went off and left Memphis. And now I see that Memphis is trying to catch up with Nashville because a lot of the apartments and stuff that I see that they're building in downtown Memphis, they're already up in Nashville. So I see probably like the politicians in Nashville do put money in Nashville because I had not been to Nashville in a real long time. I'm seeing that they do actually put money um in Nashville. So um yeah. Yeah. But it was really nice. Um and so like when I would leave the conference, they always had something like for us to do. And then we would go and like do other things after that cuz like after the conference was over each day, they had something set up for us to do like meet and greets. So we did a meet and greet at like the Redneck barbecue bar. Then we had like receptions afterwards. It was just really good. They had people there from London. Um, yeah, they had people there from London, like from everywhere. It was really nice. I really enjoyed myself. There was like, I think the next one is going to be in Nevada. Hey, Miss Ebony. But other than that, y'all, like I said, when I would get back to the room, I was tired. I would want to get on. I was like, oh Lord, let me go ahead and get into bed. Yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun. I really did enjoy myself. It was really a blessing to be there. I got to visit Nashville more. Like it is like they have so much. I see why people are leaving Memphis in record numbers and going to Nashville. Used to have people leaving Nashville to come to Memphis. What is it in Memphis? Anytime they get funds to try and make Memphis more innovative, same damn politicians steal the money. So, you know, so you just really, it's messed up the way, things are. Oh wow. Hmm. But anyways, you guys, while I was there, um while I was there, I would log on to see what was going on. And it's something because or I would have my subs reaching out to me because nobody really knew what I was so tired. I didn't really even get a chance to say what I was doing, what was going on. But um like I said, hey, Cypress has sent me something about Nene Leaks and R Horn. I really thought that it was a joke. I thought that it was a joke. And then I saw where another vlogger, Petty Talk, had did a he did a show, and um he was talking about some information that he had gotten on Big Jukes on a live and I found that very interesting. I found that very interesting. Um yeah, I really want to play the video. Anybody in here know Petty Talk? Think he would mind me playing his video? I found that video interesting. Um but yeah, y'all, that Nene Leaks and Art Horn stuff really, it almost took me out. Like I think immediately when I started looking at Nene Leaks, when I saw that, I was like, I know that's a publicity stunt because that stuff with Art Horn, Art Horn is. I mean, I think he would date her for a come up. Definitely date her for a come up, but anything else, maybe it's a mutual thing. But she could have found somebody more known to get do a publicity stunt with other than our horn. So that was something. I don't know what is going on, but my notifications are not going out like they should. Art Horn is very handsome. He is. He's always been. Be quiet, Remy. He has always been he's always been very handsome, and when he was younger he was gorgeous. And like I was saying before, his dad was my doctor. His grandfather was a OBGYN, and his dad was like I think his dad was like a family practitioner, but he was like a he didn't deliver babies like his grandfather did, but he was like a gynecologist. He was like a gynecologist, but he wasn't an obstetrician. He was more like a family practitioner or something like. Because I used to go to him. Okay, I used to go to his dad. His dad was very comical. Um, he was real funny. Um, yeah, he was very comical, really funny. Art is very charming, and he likes to hug and stuff. That's how charming he is. He see you, he like to hug on you and all of that. And I think it just make the women melt, down there at the courthouse because he always smell good, he looks good. But when he was younger, he was absolutely gorgeous. He was just beautiful. Um, like I said, he's still friendly. He's gotten older and stuff now, but he's still a handsome man. But there were always rumors and stuff about him. But I mean, it was always known. I think he would mess with black women a little bit. A certain type of black woman, you light skinned black women that was closer to white. But I think it was always understood that his preference was white women. He exclusively dated white women. That was always known. For some reason, I guess because he was so handsome, black women knew that around the courthouse, but they would still mess with him. I get, they knew that, but but mhm. So he about his come up. So maybe Nene Leaks, she's looking at a attorney. He's not young. They're probably the same age. Um, what's up, City Streets TV? So she's looking at trying to get her groove on. I've heard things about him, so I mean, he probably would be if that's what she want. I hope that if she gonna do something. Well, she probably don't need. She don't need to. Probably don't even need to do that. But anyways, that's funny to me. I think it's a publicity stunt myself, but she'll mess around and fall in love with Art because he is very charming. Okay, and he trying to get more um clients for his firm. But here's the thing, as soon as that happened, what people started doing was going and digging up his past. I think Art, he almost lost his licenses at one time. I think that was that was all over the news because one of the women that he was dating um, filed some type of rape charges on him. And I think he did not practice for a long time because he was on suspension. It was he had to fight for his licenses. Um, and then I think before that, one of his daughter's mother claimed that he did something to her too. Okay. Um, I remember reading the report, and the way that it went was he went to see his daughter, and she found out that he had those twins, and she wouldn't let him see his daughter, and so he wanted to see his daughter. So what he did was he went to the house, and she told him he couldn't see his daughter. Okay, this was a female white too, and he pushed past her to. I think in the report saying his daughter was crying, so he pushed past her to try to get to his daughter, and she filed a report and said that he physically assaulted her and then tried to kidnap his daughter or something like that, child. Anyways, um, Okay. Yeah, so I think that's the way that that happened. So, oh, art. I think Nene was feeling him until they started pulling up all of his background. They started pulling up all of his background. I think it just stemmed from bad choices of women. Because I certainly don't believe that it's possible, but I can say this as a woman. I certainly don't believe that because that lady that said that she was crazier than a damn road lizard, like she had been married to she had been married to that Daily guy, the golf player. I think Art wanted her because of that, and he got his issue with that because she was crazier than a shithouse rat. Because that Daily guy that played golf with Tiger Woods, he put all types of restraining orders on her. He said that lady made his life a living hell. I think he ended up taking the kids. He said he was fearful of her. She was crazy. She did a lot of crazy stuff. Why Art Horn would go and date her after all they were in the news? I'm talking about that famous golf guy she had been married to. They was in the news and everything. That lady was crazy. Like that lady was crazy. And then, but I guess Art wanted her because she used to be married to that guy, and and she gave him the same damn issues. And almost, she was the main reason he almost lost those licenses because she put a great charge on him. They were dating, had a son together, and she says that when she got mad at him, she said that he raped her. He beat her up and forced her to have relations with him, even though they was living together at the time. But hey, if it's just for clickbait, I mean, I think that it would be good for them. I think it would be good. Anyways, yeah, when I was driving to Nashville, it was raining so freaking hard. Like it was like the big trucks were going crazy. Like, and it seemed like it took forever because it was dark, it was raining. Um, but coming back, it was like no time. I was like, dog, like when I looked at, I was like, Oakland. As you know, you get the ride and looking at it, and I even stopped. I even stopped in Jackson at the and ate at the spaghetti warehouse. That I remember Memphis used to have the spaghetti warehouse, and I loved it so much. And then they closed it. So when I saw that Jackson, Tennessee had the spaghetti warehouse, I was like, I gotta stop there. My favorite thing that I used to love to get when I used to go to the spaghetti warehouse, they they don't even have on the menu anymore, and that was the clam chowder. It was really good. I used to love to get the clam chowder and eat it with their garlic butter bread. They still got the bread, but they don't have the clam. But I did get a small size of their lasagna, and I don't know what made me get it because I never ordered lasagna from anywhere because everybody can't cook it. But that lasagna was really good. It was seasoned. It had meat in it. It was really good. So I always, I always liked Jackson. I was like, I could live down there in Jackson. I could so live in Jackson. because it's small. You know, I love small cities. Um, I'm a homebody anyways, and it looks like even in Jackson, they have more activities going on than in Memphis. But it's not like I'm gonna be going to the damn activities. So, but I just like small cities. Now looking at Nashville, Nashville is real hilly. Like, you know, got a lot of hills and mountains. Just like you go into the upper areas in Tennessee. I don't like that. All those hills and stuff. I don't like that. Um, yeah, I don't know what has happened and why my notifications are not going out. But they do not go out. People like, we don't get your notifications. And you can tell because it's only like 26 people on here. I don't know if they hacked my notifications or what. Hmm. Anyways, um, but let me show y'all what Mr. Petty talked. I don't think he would mind. I want to show y'all this. Yeah, I haven't. I'm gonna have to call and check on Alabama Hit Up. I thought about him last night, and I was like, I have not. And I checked his page. It's like Alabama Hit Up hadn't even been on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, so I found this really interesting. I did. I found this interesting.
Breaking story just hit the internet. We've been had it. A couple bloggers talked about the hit on his life. Salute to those ones that stayed true. You might want to stay to the end of this video because allegedly CMG Big Jook had just hit the cartel too, right before his demise. Everything I'm finna say is a legend. And you can find that in the Fair Use Act in the description of this video and all of my video. This video is covered by the Fair Use Act. This video is for educational purposes only and is used with no, and I mean with no malicious intent, only to educate my people on what we are covering in the daily news. Y'all lit that like button, sub to this pettiness, and to my day ones. Y'all know I got y'all to the last day. Spin on that like button, subscribe to this pettiness. Long live the flipper, man. Another $100,000 just came up. And I'm just going to say allegedly because they swear I cap talk, but the story has just hit the internet. And I'm going to leave the link in the bio so you can get a little more explanation to the clarification. But we're going to go all the way back to June 8th, 2020. Big Cash, Cash Deuces, the Cash Cartel. From Memphis, rappers, better known as the Anderson brothers. Just pay attention. It's all coming out now. Spin on that like button. Subscribe to this pettiness. See, something big happened way back then, but I'm going to let y'all watch the video. But there was two brothers, the Anderson brothers, who are a rap group called Cash Cartel. One named Big Cash, one named Cash Deuces. And they was really riding around Memphis in those $100,000 cars, dropping music. I mean, really getting rid of that weight, they say. Really getting rid of that weight, they say. And they end up dealing allegedly with CMG Big Jook, who allegedly had some bad dealings and owed it up or took or even didn't pay back $100,000. And in my head, I'm thinking Cash Cartel, the cartel don't tell. But see, it was several events that now may be circling back around. See, in East McClellan Street, there was a shooting after the robbery where they say Big Jook was standing outside and known to be it, shooting dice. And this is around January the 16th of 2021. See, this house on East McClellan Street was shot up. They say Big Jook was standing out there allegedly, and everything I said is alleged, Sam. I told you we only cover what was on the internet, but we been new, gang. They say he was out there shooting dice, and them Anderson boy came through and didn't play. Blam, 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 blam. Where kids was in the house, old people was in the house, several, everything was in the house. But they missed. I mean, bullets breaking through the wall. I mean, they really tried to put you down, gang. I mean, Cash Deuces was trying to put you down, man. I mean, Andre tried to put you down, man. But what make this so crazy, gang? I mean, after they did it and they missed, man, they circle right back around. Because see, he was still out there. He thought he was big dog, like, man, they circle right back. Blip, black, 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 blip, blip, black, 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 blip, blip, black, black. They went and reloaded, circle right back around for their $100,000. How you know it's serious? Hitting a 70-year-old woman and an 18-year-old man baby. Somebody, once you hit their grandma, they were mad. Yeah. All this because you allegedly robbed them boy for about 100 grand, allegedly. And I ain't saying it happened. The link will be in the bio for a better outlook of the story. I don't know. But around July 18 of 2021, seems like Big Jook something to hit back. Around July 18th of 2021, a studio was hit where allegedly a young man named Hatch ran in the studio and them Anderson boys tried to make him open up the safe. Shot the producer. He didn't make it. Hardy, he didn't make it. This is an A-Rap dude. Everything is on my cover photo. Shot Anderson in the neck. Wow. Not Cash, not the other one. He survived, but guess what? He told. On his deathbed, he told Hatch was there to him. It was a second shooter. He didn't tell on him. He even Ricky rewind and told on himself and his brother for trying to shoot at Big Jook. So they ended up giving them both charges for attempt to murder on grandma and the little baby. But he told that he was really aiming at Big Jook because Big Jook had took 100,000. Cash get out. Cash don't want no parts of his brother because his brother done snitched for getting hit in the neck and the producer died. So Cash coming back when them drugs was said. I don't want to be the one that cap about it, but now let's rap about it. It's built ass, Sam. I mean, your man was a robber. He hadn't hit the whole city. And them police know it because that boy laid and told it, ended up catching charge of himself for it. But all those was breaking around that July, June 2021, man. They got bonds right now. Y'all go look it up, man. Like I say, like, long live the flipper, man. Can't keep robbing, man. Spit on that like button. Subscribe to the pettiness. Hold up, my bad. One of the Cash Buns' son allegedly was hit in a home shooting accident. And do y'all remember Cornelius? Somebody in trouble. I hope y'all stayed to the end for that one. I almost forgot. And we at you.
That was interesting. But the reason that was interesting to me was because I remember when that first happened, when Jook was first unalive, when I went live. I remember a young man came into my chat and said that it was some street stuff. It didn't have anything to do with what happened to Young Dolph. It was he named some people. I could never remember the name. But he did say that they were brothers. So, but I mean, that's all allegedly. So I don't know. You know, I can't even remember if he said Anderson Brothers. But I mean, I found that interesting what he was saying because it seems like whoever told him that you know probably have the same idea of it might have some validity to it. Who knows? Who knows? Because you hear a lot of different stuff. So I don't know. I don't. It's something. It's something about when um when you hear people say that they know what happened to Jook and the police know and they don't want to. It almost makes you wonder sometimes, will they? If so many people know it and they know who did it and they're saying they know who did it and nobody is saying nothing. Everybody is staying away from it. That's something. That's definitely something. What's up, Cypress? Cypress, have you talked to Hitter? Have you talked to the Alabama Hitter? Because I haven't. I'm gonna have to call him. Anyways, it seems like y'all, because Blackwood News been outside. I did get the opportunity to look at a few things that he had put up. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Let me show y'all.
Oh, they taunting his ass, man. Look at him. They playing with him. They playing with the security bot, bro. Goofy as hell. Look, he done just passed gas on him.
Mm.
Oh, they just let it off in Binghampton on Red Oak and Mimosa. where a man has been shot. We got the NGs out here. Oh, we right outside the Red Oak Chickasaw Apartments, man. Y'all know they got sky cops everywhere. They didn't just let it off, man. We in the hamp. Y'all check on your people. Uh-oh. It must be a detective or something, cause, oh man, we're live in being Hampton right now on Mimosa and Red Oak, where a person has been shot. Only on Black News, man. It's Saturday, man. What's going down in the city? It's crazy. Red Oak. We right outside the projects, man. But they didn't just let it off. Look at the NGs.
I think it's sad. Like, they wanted the National Guard gone so that these crimes could start back up. All these shootings and stuff. And now, since the National Guard is gone, those same politicians that you heard screaming about the National Guard being in Memphis controlling crime, they gone quiet. You don't hear them saying nothing. As long as they're killing each other, it's fine. Okay, but if the National Guard comes in to control it, it's a problem. Okay, so same people that was fighting and screaming and on the news talking about the National Guard, I mean, keeping people inside the house because they know it's gonna be consequences. They was gonna come out and kill. You don't see them same people. You don't those activists. You don't see them nowhere no more. Seem like to me with all these shootings and crime going on, they should be on TV screaming about some type of resolution. Something has to happen, but they're not doing that. Anyways, y'all, I just wanted to get on to catch up for a little while. I'm tired. Okay, I'm tired. So what I'll do is I'm going to church in the morning, but I'll get on tomorrow. Okay, I'll get on tomorrow. But anyways, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, I love you all. I'll talk to you later.